If you do this, okay, and you just raise your hand, okay, do it again. You raise your hand, how it raises in front of you. Like you don't raise your hand like this, and you don't raise your hand like this. It's basically like that, right? Turn over, put the stick in, hold it, turn it back over. That's how you hold the drumstick. So it's an extension of your arm. Now, where do you hold the drumstick? Okay. You can see how my hand is not like this. Now, forgive me, but I've heard that this is called the German timpani grip. My hand is not like this, which we would call French timpani grip. The hand is in the middle, because when you raise your arm, that's where your hand goes. Now, I'm holding the stick here, third finger. I hold it, and then I guide it, thumb and forefinger. Okay, you squeeze up towards your palm to hold the stick, and you squeeze between your thumb, the flat of your thumb, and the first knuckle of your forefinger. So you squeeze here. That's it. Now, there's so much more to tell you. You have to feel the weight of the stick lying here. It lies, feel the weight, it lies in the bottom of the first knuckle of your third finger. That's where it lies. And you guide with these. You see this? That's a result of not doing that or this. If I squeeze up toward the palm of my hand with my middle finger, and if I'm continually holding the pressure right here in front, the stick goes up and down, and I'm seeing my fingers move as well. This, see that angle? Becomes that. You follow? So it's not like this, it's like that. As you move the stick up and down, you have to maintain the pressure between your thumb and forefinger and up toward the palm of your hand. So in essence, you're just doing this. Because the stick is here, it moves. Obvious, right? The flat of my thumb. Remember we talked about that? See, it's not there. I can feel it. It has to be there. The flat. Once you start doing this, then this happens. You know what I mean? You got to squeeze between, right down in the middle of this thumb, right to that finger. And you've got to maintain that squeeze. Now, what is the most incredible thing? One of the better things about this technique is that you have to concentrate pretty much all the time. Okay, but the thing is, Mark, you can't lose sight of these very important concepts. Number one, holding on to the stick, not constantly changing your grip. Or in other words, squeezing once between your thumb and forefinger, and once up towards your palm, and hold the squeeze throughout all the motions. You can see. Now, with Richard, they never touch the stick. these fingers never touch the stick. With Murray, they could touch, but you see where you're holding the stick? If they pull, then the stick is gone from what we're trying to do here. And what we're trying to do here, is develop what we're calling a fulcrum. It's the point over which we can make or have this lever change force or direction. And you see, I'm not moving my wrist now because I'm using this fulcrum. The stick lies in here. See that finger? The third finger. That's the one that's very important, extremely important. A lot of the times what happens, and what will happen, is that you'll think it's here, you'll be like that. Then my job is to say, okay, turn your hand over, and I'll point out to you where the stick is actually there, not here. We're talking about the first knuckle of the third finger, right? There. And the stick lies in that knuckle, in the bottom of the knuckle. You have to feel the weight of the stick all the time, at any tempo. And the reason why that's important is because if you don't feel the weight of the stick exactly where it's supposed to be, then it's not there. Well, then there's more of a chance for it not to be there. You'll be like this, or you'll be like that, or you'll be like this, or something. You understand what I mean? A lot of people ask, where should this stick go? Should it be here? Should it be here? Now, this is what I was taught. There's a bone here, and the stick is just to the outside of that bone. So, you can see that the stick, when it's there, becomes an extension of your arm. See that? If I had the stick here in the middle of your hand, then look, it doesn't. It's that way. If I had the stick out here, you see? But if I have it in the correct place, see? If it was over here, look. In the middle, look at this, look at the stick. And if it's way over here, but if it's in the middle, just to the outside of this bone, that works. And look, put your hands by your side and lift the stick. I'm not doing anything. If I was going to do something to turn my wrist to where my palm face downward, I'd have to do that. Or to make my thumb go up, I have to do that. But if I just let my hand rest here, this is what I get. Well, there's three things, not necessarily in order, but you have to listen to what you're playing. That's why there's a sound here that's bothering me, because I want to be able to hear that each stick sounds the same as the next and the one before it. Each stroke sounds the same. Listen to what you're doing. Watch what you're doing. Watch. Watch your fingers. Watch the flat of your thumb as it slips down here. It's the flat. Watch this, that it doesn't get like that, because when you're like that, it's gone from here. It's like now you're holding it like this. You follow? Watch. You're playing matched grip. Okay, so listen and watch. And thirdly, feel. And what I mean by that is feel the wood of the drumstick touching your skin. What a concept. What I mean is, if I say to you that the stick lies here, it lies there in the crease of your knuckle. You follow? And feeling where the wood touches your skin. Okay? And being conscious of that throughout all the strokes that you're doing. Now look, that's 3 things. If you can do one of those, then you are paying attention. And I've found that it takes a lot to take your attention away. If you can do 2 of these things, then you can't really do anything but pay attention to what you're doing, because doesn't seem to be enough processing speed in your brain to take in other things that are happening outside. Of course, doing all 3 would be really great to be able to do.